All right, guys. So yesterday I did a video, yesterday I did a video talking about like what if Splinter trained Ruby. So I kind of thought about it, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a villain version of that? Like, what if I did like a villain version of that video? So I thought it'd be kind of fun to bring out this idea and talk about like, what if Vader trained Cinder? So I thought that, so there you go. This is going to be that video. Because I've done a lot of, like, I've done these videos before, but they've all been, like, heroes being trained by other heroes. So, like, this is the first time I get to do, like, sorry, stupid chair. This is the first time I get to do a video where it's a villain training another villain. So I haven't done that yet. So I figured this would be pretty fun to kind of play with and really have a lot of fun with. So, let's get started with this video. So, what would it be like if Vader trained Cinder? Now, you may be thinking, well, Vader's obviously no match for Cinder. She just tried to, usurp him or, try to kill him. Well, there's where you're wrong. Cinder has all this power, but Watts made it very clear that you run around with it like a child's gun. You have all this power, and you don't think. You just do. And when you do try to make up a plan, it's fucking stupid. And Salem, you could say, oh, well, Salem trained her. No, Salem just used her as like a toy. Now, Vader, on the other hand, and you may be wondering why Vader and not Palpatine, because I think Vader would see, like, let's say scenario, like, Vader would take Cinder under his wing, and also, he's not, Cinder's not force sensitive. So maybe he could be like, maybe I can train and harness Cinder's power to, manipulate a situation where she could kill the Emperor for me, and then I'll just kill her. It's kind of a play with that. Rather than make her an actual apprentice, he would just, train her to be his own assassin. But realize, like, oh, she's got a lot of raw talent, but she's really fucking obnoxious. So, I'm gonna have to fix that. So that's how I kind of see it. Now, like I said, Cinder has a lot of raw power, but like I said, Watts stated it perfectly. You have all this power, but you don't know how to use it. Vader, on the other hand, Vader would know how to harness it. Now, as you can imagine, Vader's not going to be a nice teacher to her. How I imagine it is that Cinder would kind of like try to overwhelm, like I could see during a training session, like Cinder's trying to use her power and just try to like, overwhelm like practice droids or someone she would, some poor soul Vader would throw her way to fight and then be like, look, I can do all this, and Vader would just be like force choking her and being like, you were saying? He's like, there's no. Vader would really put a lot of his Sith training into, harnessing that kind of anger, and I feel like he would Cinder would be like, I was a slave, I was nothing but a lapdog, and I wanted things, I wanted them, and he's like, and did you want? And Vader would be like, I see your pain. Caring about it is a different matter. And I think Vader would like to throw that back in her face, throw that back in Cinder's face, or he would be like, yes, you had the opportunities, you took what you wanted, but you did nothing with them. All you did was just, you were still that arrogant little child, he'd like just admonish her any chance he got. He'd be like, you are still that weak, arrogant child who is crying out for attention. And yes, I know that's that's a little heretical coming from coming from Anakin Skywalker, but I don't think he's going to let on that and also Sith have a tendency to project onto their trauma onto other people. That's how the training works. So really, Vader would just be admonishing her, but really he's admonishing himself all this time. So that would be another major factor, is that Vader, he wouldn't tell her like I was like you or all that. No, it'd be like do it again, and next time I'm going to take an arm. Remember, Vader trained the Inquisitors, and he's more than capable of training someone of Cinder's power. Cinder would be also trained, I think, in ways to survive on her own. Like, I feel like Vader would dump her off on some wayward planet and be like, you are going to stay here on this planet for 1 month. And if you're still alive, I'll come back for you. And she's like, cool, I'll just, use my, I am, I have the power of the Fall Maid, I'm cool. And he's like, no, you will not use your powers. And this probe droid is going to follow you around. If you try to destroy it, or if it gets destroyed, or you try to use your powers, I will come here and gut you. Because I feel, Vader would more or less, like, keep her on, like, some hostile world under his watchful eye and just have her learn how to utilize her survival skills and her own powers on his terms. I don't think, also, there's no way he's giving Cinder a lightsaber. That's not happening. He is not giving Cinder a lightsaber in any way, shape, or form. The other thing that you have to look at, the other thing that you have to look at in this scenario is that Cinder would be trying to plot against Vader, and the thing of it is, he's a Sith. He would know that, and he would probably sense Cinder's ambition, and he would definitely, use that against her. He'd be like, I am a Sith. There's the rule of 2. Did you think I wasn't gonna, be ready for you? And probably plant like some, plant something on her that would like give her great pain if she tried to use her powers or something of that degree. Vader would just be he would be like, I know all your tricks, bitch. We use them on a daily basis. We are trained in deception. The Sith are trained in deception. We are masters of lies and sheer determination. You have all those abilities and all those talents, but you lack the fucking intellect to carry them out. He'd be like, I knew you were going to try to. I know every time you look me in the eye that you want to kill me and try to find a way to take my power. But that's just not how this is going to happen. So that's how I see it going on, is that Vader would just be this unrelenting force on her and mold her into an even more dangerous weapon. Like I think he would impart like different training techniques on her and help her mold them with her, her own semblance, as well as the maiden power she has, and also the Grim Arm. I think also he would just cut that off every chance he got, or even let's not pretend like Vader wouldn't sever someone's limb off for fun, for just back talking him. I think he'd also just take his lightsaber and just slash her in the face and just be like, that's how and that's how I deal with dissension. So it would just be a level of brutality that Salem, they always talk about and this is one of the problems with Ruby, was that they talked about the cruel teachings of Salem. We never saw it, or we saw glimpses of it. We saw real glimpses, and yes, Cinder is back with Salem, and maybe we'll see that again in the future. But really, we never got to see that. So yeah, and also when you mix in the techniques of the Sith in your training style with a student who doesn't know about the Force, yeah, it's a bigger shit show than you would expect. It's a much bigger problem than it already is. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun. Let's be real. There is in no way, shape, or form this would be a fun time for Cinder, but Vader's training would definitely make her stronger. It would make her sharper. That's the big thing, is that if there's anything Cinder could take away from Vader's teachings, it would be to be a stronger warrior and fight smarter. Vader had to learn a lot from Palpatine's teachings to depend more on his thoughts and his wit than he did his sheer power. There are several comics and novels where we see Vader learning from Palpatine to depend more on his intellect than anything else. And I think that would be the most important thing. That's why I think he would do so many drills with her, that he would depend on intellect. And I even see her trying to usurp Vader or try to assassinate him as a test, and he'd be like, you got so close, but you failed. You made it, you telegraphed it so... It's so obvious to me. It was like a fire coming off of you, of how you wanted to kill me and take my power. It's it's almost laughable. Anyway, so that's how I kind of see it. So, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think it would be like if Vader was Cinder's teacher? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said before in the other video, please don't send requests in the comments below. I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. It's just that I like to come up with these videos, and also I do these videos to see people's like reaction and like discussions on the matter. So yeah, just focus on the video here and now. Like kind of again, like a Jedi teaching. Focus on the here and now. Anyway, but other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.